Got me reminiscing back to when days were great. Got me wishing it was 1988.
Got me reminiscing back to when times were great. Got me wishing it was 1988.
What's up, Lime Nation? I am Scholar, and on behalf of my main men, Professor and Spaceman, I'd like to welcome you back to the Rap Flashback, your monthly old school hip hop fix. I'm particularly excited for this August 2015 edition of the Flashback. Why, you may ask?
Nobody's asking, Scholar.
Alright, well, I'll tell you anyway. In honor of the upcoming film, Straight Outta Compton, which hits theaters this month, as well as Dr. Dre's third and presumably final project, Compton, the soundtrack, we're going to devote an entire segment to the world's most dangerous group, the legendary NWA. I really can't wait to get into this discussion, so let's get started right now.
Scholar, hold your horses, man. We wrote an entire album releases segment, and we're filming that next. We'll get to NWA in just a bit, but we're not changing the format, all right?
Plain to see, you can't change me, cause I'ma be a scholar for life. I said it's plain to see, you can't change me, cause I'ma be a scholar for life.
All right, we're done here. Cut.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
NWA released their debut album, Straight Outta Compton, on August 8th, 1988, featuring the title track, as well as Fuck the Police, Gangsta Gangsta, Express Yourself, and Dope Man. The album shook mainstream America and rap music forever. NWA didn't create gangsta reality rap, but they certainly popularized it. Before this album blew up, most MCs still played it relatively safe on wax, not swearing a lot if at all, and certainly not offering the vivid portrayals of drugs, sex, and violence that NWA mastered. With Dr. Dre and DJ Yella sharing production duties, and Ice Cube and MC Ren penning the bulk of the record, Eazy-E's vision truly came to fruition in the form of Straight Outta Compton, and hip-hop has never looked back. The album would go on to reach double platinum status with little to no airplay. Also noteworthy, NWA minus Ice Cube, who had left the group due to contractual disputes, released the EP 100 Miles and Running on August 14, 1990. Though not as monumental as Straight Outta Compton, its title track was the first NWA song to garner significant radio play. In fact, come on, Prof, can we just get to this NWA segment?
Scarlett, you just did an NWA segment. Stick to the damn script. We will get to the panel soon enough.
All right. Let's do some more album releases. Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock released their debut album, It Takes Two, on August 9th, 1988. Powered by the title track, as well as standout singles Joy and Pain and Get on the Dance Floor, which reached number 1 on the dance charts, the album would reach platinum status in roughly a year's time. While I personally love the Joy and Pain track, It Takes Two remains the duo's most popular track and is a surefire party starter whenever played at gatherings. Though Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock would never match the success they achieved with this record, It Takes Two ensures that their imprint on rap music is forever etched in stone. It was such a fun track, and who could forget those lyrics? I wanna rock right now. I'm Rob Bass and I came to get down. I'm not internationally known, but I'm known to rock the microphone. Gotta love that stuff. Hey, Prof, any favorite lines on your end?
Yeah. Take it off the rack. If it's whack, put it back. I like the walk, but
Fuck the Big Mac. Junior Mafia released their debut album, Conspiracy, on August 29th, 1995. With 4 tracks featuring the late, great Notorious B.I.G., as well as his production contributions. The album helped make stars out of standout members Lil C's and, most notably, the Queen Bee herself, Lil Kim. Standout singles, Get Money, and Players Anthem, along with Biggie's popularity, would propel the album to gold sales, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard charts, number 2 on the R&B hip-hop charts. It certainly didn't match the quality or success of Biggie's solo efforts, but anything with Biggie Smalls is worth a listen. And given the group disbanded shortly after his passing in 1997, one has to wonder how far Junior Mafia could have gone had tragedy not struck. Sadly, we'll never know the answer to that question. Outkast released their second album, ATLiens, on August 27, 1996. Yet another fantastic record in the Outkast discography. It debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts on its way to double platinum sales. Featuring many dope tracks, including the title track, as well as Two Dope Boys, Wheels of Steel, and Elevators, Me and You. This album further solidified Outkast's status as major players in the rap game, a group that always pushes the creative envelope and typically comes out on top doing so. This album was a favorite of many of my buddies back in high school, particularly the varsity football team that year, which routinely played it before games and practices to hype themselves up. Shoutouts to Andre 3000 and Big Boy, the AT Aliens themselves, for spearheading the mainstream success of Southern rap and leaving an indelible mark in hip-hop history. And to close out the album releases segment, other notable August albums include LL Cool J's double platinum effort, Mama Said Knock You Out, featuring some of LL's best work, including the title track, The Booming System, Jingling Baby, and my favorite Cool J song, Around the Way Girl, August 27, 1990. Cypress Hill's self-titled debut album, featuring lead single How I Could Just Kill a Man, August 13, 1991. Criss Cross released their second album, The Bomb, on August 3, 1993. Wu-Tang's Raekwon the Chef released his classic debut, Only Built for Cuban Links, on August 1, 1995. Snoop Dogg's first of 3 No Limit Records releases, The Game Is to Be Sold, Not Told, August 4, 1998. The duo known as Black Star, featuring Mos Def and Talib Kweli, released their self-titled debut on August 18, 1998. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, for which Lauryn won 5 Grammys, August 25, 1999. Mobb Deep's Murder Music, August 17, 1999. The late great Big L's second and final album, The Big Picture, was released on August 1, 2000. Jadakiss's debut, Kiss the Game Goodbye, August 7, 2001. Lord Willin' by The Clips, August 20, 2002. Last and very possibly least, Jay-Z and Kanye West's underwhelming Watch the Throne, August 8, 2011. All right, everybody out there, I'm really excited about this segment coming up. We're going to talk about NWA. It's our 2015 rap flashback, and at the time of this filming, the Straight Outta Compton movie is due to come out next Friday, and Compton, the soundtrack album that Dr. Dre just put out this past Friday, is fresh in our minds as well. So I personally think that NWA is the most impactful rap group of all time. I don't have a problem with anyone who says otherwise, but if you consider, them changing the game, bringing gangster rap, reality rap to the forefront, not necessarily starting it, but popularizing it, that by itself, along with Ruthless Records and how influential, that label was in hip-hop's history as a precursor to labels like Death Row and Bad Boy even, and all the stuff that came after that, Young Money, etc. And you look at what they spawned individually after they broke up. Eazy-E with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Grammy-winning rap group, one of the greatest of all time. Ice Cube and what he did as a solo artist, very political and gangsta at the same time. Lots of groundbreaking records musically, and what he did in Hollywood and film, and opening doors there for hardcore MCs. Dr. Dre, come on, The Chronic 2001. This latest soundtrack is phenomenal. He's responsible for Snoop Dogg. He's responsible for Eminem. He's responsible for The Game, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, to varying degrees, but he's had a hand in all of that. Not to mention his role in Death Row Records even. He's spawned so much in and of itself, and it's just one of those things. You consider the legacies of Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, combine it with what the group did and what the label did, how can they not be one of, if not the most influential rap entity of all time? So again, I'm excited about this segment. Let me introduce the panel. My man Spaceman right here.
What's up, folks?
My bandmate and my other bandmate, Professor.
What up, y'all?
Dr. Prof Esquire. Space, what does NWA mean to you?
To me, man, it's the voice. They speak for, I guess rap, but just like I said, pioneer before. But they're just like, it's just raw. It's raw, but it's intellectual. It's city, but it's legal, as I said before. They encompass so many different things. I kind of remember them for the Rodney King time and era. And I think even now, it's funny how the movie comes out and the soundtrack, and we're sort of in like another time period, like sort of like that.
Tension.
Yeah. So like to me, like NWA is speaking for yourself, speaking for your rights, artistically. But definitely, they remind me of like crazy times, you know.
Artistically and politically, I mean, without NWA, would we have known that it's okay to say what you want to say and to break grounds on record, on the air? You know, I mean, even someone like Kanye West is very outspoken. NWA started all that. It's okay to say what you want to say. But Prof, what's up? What do you think of NWA?
Well, I mean, I think one of the you started to hit on a little bit about is what came after them, but as far as their role on the hinge between 80s and 90s hip hop, to me, just it's pretty awesome, and it makes it seem like they are a necessary evolution in hip hop.
Yes.
You know, who knows what else would have happened had they not filled that space, but they hinge perfectly between the two, and it's obviously hip hop's most darkest and rawest time is gangsta rap, and some of it's obviously its best art, but they sound like 80s rappers, and without them, the evolution that happens in the 90s can't happen, or doesn't happen, not the way that it went down. So I think that is an awesome thing to look at. You know, Cube as an 80s rapper who then takes off in the 90s as a solo rapper. The impact that they have that way, what would hip hop have been had they not been there at that time? We talk about 1988 a lot.
Yes.
As a big year in hip hop.
For hip hop, yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of other groups going on at the same time that are making a big impact. But what would have happened had they not shown up at that time? You know, I think that's one of the coolest impacts that they have.
No, I agree. And I mean, it's one of those situations where, very briefly, because I know you got some thoughts on this. Was their breakup is inevitable because they were so powerful individually? Most of them just had their own thing that they, had individually as a talent. That was it just too much talent in such a small space that they had to break up?
Right. I mean, you have so many big personalities too. But one of the things that we started talking about before the segment was that they weren't all on equal footing necessarily. That Easy held a bigger stake in the group. So was that an inevitable part that led to tension or to resentment between the group that you're inevitably going to not, if you're not on equal footing, somebody like Ice Cube will be inevitably pissed off. And if you have that much energy and that much personality, but you're also, your whole sentiment, your whole identity as a group is anti-authoritarian, punk rock, really. Are you doomed to break up that way? Are you going to fight amongst yourselves to the point that it's like a neutron star just exploding? There's too much energy there that it's gonna inevitably break up and then form other things. So I don't know. It's just is their breakup inevitable? Maybe, but it may not be a bad thing. It may just be a necessary part of the evolution of hip hop.
And I think that's what it is right there. You hit the nail right on the head. It was inevitable, I think, for NWA, to break up because of all the reasons that you just mentioned, and for them to have had such an indelible impact on hip hop history. Really with 2.5 albums, maybe 3 if you count the DOC's album, and you can because that was all related. You've got Easy Does It, 100 Miles and Running, Straight Outta Compton, the DOC album, and Full Zag and N-Words for Life. Not necessarily in that order, and spot them out in order, but it's about a 3-year period, and boom, like I said, I've called them the most impactful rap entity of all time. I think putting them in the top 5 is you can't argue that. So NWA, the world's most dangerous group. Check the movie, check the soundtrack, check the old music, check the history, read up on it. Freedom of speech, rights in music, changing the game, making it okay to say what you want to say artistically and politically, and paving, lanes for people that came after them of all types of, backgrounds. But it's just like, sure, yeah, you had your hip hop, but they made it okay for your people from the streets to really come up and become very, very successful. So NWA shout outs to the world's most dangerous group, and Rap Flashback, August 2015 continues now. And as always, we'll close by wishing a happy birthday to our August hip-hop babies. a man we at JP Line Productions respect and admire, Public Enemy frontman Chuck D, August 1st. A West Coast rider who will take you on a fantastic voyage, Coolio, also August 1st. Another left coast representative, an MC featured on Compton, the soundtrack, Code 187, August 2nd. Diss track aficionado, Hot 97's own Funkmaster Flex, August 5th. Adam Yauch, aka MCA of the Beastie Boys, August 5th, rest in power. Yo MTV Raps, the groundbreaking rap show debuted on August 6, 1988 and aired its final episode August 17, 1995. One of my favorite MCs from the 80s, Kumo D, August 8th. Another old school hip hop legend from the 80s, Curtis Blow, August 9th. Hip hop. That's right, y'all. The birth of hip hop as we know it is often cited to have occurred on August 11, 1973, when the legendary founding father of hip hop, DJ Kool Herc, showcased his dual turntable breakbeat technique at his sister's birthday party in the Bronx. The crowd was large enough and Kool Herc was impressive enough that the post-party buzz generated a grassroots movement that would eventually be known as hip-hop. Thank you, Kool Herc, and happy birthday, hip-hop. An MC who was rapping about big butts before rapping about big butts was trendy. Sir Mix-a-Lot, August 12th.
I like big butts.
And I cannot lie, you other brothers can't deny. I'm moving right along, you all know the track. Del, the funky homo sapien, August 12th. An artist whose voice made every song he appeared on better, Nate Dogg, August 19th, rest in power. Representing the Bronx, Fat Joe, August 19th. Boricuas stand up. One of the most important and intelligent MCs to ever bless a mic, KRS-One, August 20th. Junior Mafia's own, Lil C's, also August 20th. Wu-Tang Clan, representing with the Jizza, August 22nd. Digital Underground frontman Shock G, who doubled as Humpty Hump, August 25th. Harlem's own Mace, August 27th. And last but certainly not least, Joe Budden, August 31st. That concludes our show this month. As always, we invite you to catch up on all your hip-hop history by viewing past episodes of the Rap Flashback at the archives link below. At JP Line Productions, we keep old school rap alive, so press rewind and learn something, my Lime Nation. And if you need a good read or some funky tunes, visit jplineproductions.com for fresh content on all things hip-hop, entertainment, sports, poetry, visual art, and our weekly podcast collaboration with the good folks at Oddball Magazine entitled The Oddball Show. We'll be back next month with more knowledge, more shenanigans, and more fun. Thanks again for tuning in, and keep liming.
People moving and grooving, we put it down, down. Making music in Moolah Hall in your town. Take a listen and turn it, just turn it loud. I'm Rap Demon, I am a monster. I'm that being that.